This is a graph of every player who has thrown for 5 touchdowns and above since the 2013 NFL season, with this axis representing the total passing yards and this axis showing the number of touchdowns. At the top, we got the all-time great Drew Brees, who threw near 500 yards and 7 touchdowns in Week 8 of the 2015 season, and appears on this list 4 times. Then, as we go down, we see Mahomes, who appears on here 8 times, Brady, Eli and Peyton, Big Ben, etc. All of these guys are all-time greats with all-time performances, except for Massage Watson. Let's not talk about him. And then there's Jameis Winston. On September 12th, 2021, Jameis Winston threw for 5 touchdowns with 148 yards passing. That equates to 1 touchdown for every 29.6 yards he threw, one of the lowest touchdown to yards ratio in an NFL game ever. How did this happen? And why does Jameis Winston have this tendency to set the weirdest NFL records? Well, let's find out. So it's week 1 of the 2021 NFL season and the Saints are playing the Packers. And just like any other Sunday game, we just start with a field goal on the board in the first quarter. And after Packers 3 and out, the Saints touchdown drive starts to begin. Realizing the weakness in the Packers run defense, the Saints began to dial up more run plays. And Alvin Kamara's efforts bring them down to the 3-yard line. And here, with a simple push pass to Kamara, Jameis gets his first touchdown. The Packers, forgetting how to run an offense, punts again. The Saints just keep handing the ball off to Alvin Kamara, but inside the red zone, he isn't getting the yards. So Jameis Winston starts to save the day. And soon enough, while getting pressured, he throws a 1-yard touchdown to Juwan Johnson, and it's 17-0. The Packers get a field goal right before halftime. But right after halftime, with the ball in their hands, Aaron Rodgers predicts that he's going to be a New York Jet in 2 years. So in preparation, he throws 2 horrible picks that gets the Saints amazing field position. And Jameis Winston capitalizes off the opportunity with a 10-yard touchdown to Chris Hogan. And up to this point, guess how many passing yards he has? 85. Next drive, the Packers, on crack or something, I don't know, they go for it on 4th down on their own 22-yard line. And they turn it over, and Jameis Winston capitalizes off the opportunity again with the 8-yard touchdown to Juwan Johnson. But at this point, it's over for the Packers. But for the Saints, it's not. Up 4 possessions, Jameis Winston does this. And there you have it. 5 touchdowns, 148 yards. And in typical Jameis Winston style, he answers this to reporters' question after the game.
Did the defense in the running game give overall shape to the way this played out, Jameis?
Well, I just think we were prepared. You know, one thing my trainer, he told me, he said, what did he say? He just told us to be prepared.
Now, if you thought this record was outlandish and crazy, let me tell you some of the wild records Winston has had throughout his career. And the elephant in the room, one that everyone pretty much knows, the 30 touchdown, 30 pick season in 2019. The first player to ever do it in NFL history. A season so mediocre that people forget that Jameis also led the league in passing yards with almost 5,100 and passing attempts with 626. And he also had the most pick sixes that season, crazy enough. And just this past season with the Browns, he set 2 crazy records. He had the most passing yards by a quarterback naming their Browns starting debut with 334, and he also broke the most passing yards in a game with 497 against the Broncos. Winston was leading a comeback for the Browns with them only being down 2, but a costly pick 6 right after the 2-minute warning and another pick right after that ended the game. But just to think, in the Browns' 81-year history, that Jameis Winston has the most passing yards in a game is kind of crazy. Overall, Jameis Winston's career has had its ups and downs. With all the touchdowns and the picks, one thing has been constant with Jameis, and that's his electrifying personality. Outside of football, he's a great guy, and I'm happy that each season we get to experience a little bit of greatness from him. And so did this Bears quarterback in his sophomore season game against the Dolphins, where he broke NFL records but no one talks about it. Click the video on the right to watch that.